Hello again, fellow podcaster, and welcome back to Pod Theory. I'm your host, Jason Cercone, and today, it's time you learn not to sell your product or service on your podcast, but to sell this instead. One of the greatest things the internet has given us and continues to give us is connection to options. No matter what you're looking for, whether it be a product, service, a brand, or a company, a podcast, a blog post, a video, or just general information on any given topic, every microfiber of information you could possibly ask for is available right at your fingertips. But what does that also mean? It means the space in which you look to do business can be extremely crowded. There are other companies, brands, and individuals offering exactly what you do to consumers. That means just having a website that lists what you do or what you sell isn't enough to make you stand out anymore. That's just table stakes. Brands that are winning today are going above and beyond merely just being in the game. They're creating engagement. They're building communities. They're becoming a part of the everyday lives of their consumers. And how are they doing this? Well, for starters, they're not spending every minute of their day selling their product or service. The fact is, we live in an on-demand world. And as I just mentioned a second ago, options and answers and solutions are at our fingertips whenever we want them. So spending all day, every day just talking about what you do and what service you provide isn't really going to grab anyone's attention unless they absolutely need what you have to offer in that very minute. Instead, your time should be spent doing two things. One, building equity in your brand so when someone does need what you offer, they connect that need to your brand. And two, selling solutions to your consumer. Let's break both of these down, shall we? When it comes to building brand equity and brand awareness, what companies do this better than anyone? The answer is car insurance companies. Commercials for car insurance are played everywhere all the time, but they've all gone into pure storytelling mode and have introduced characters that instantly help you identify with the brand. You've got Flo and Jamie and the rest of the gang with Progressive. You've got the Geico Gecko. You've got Limu, Emo, and Doug, which is easily my least favorite from Liberty Mutual. You've got J.K. Simmons for Farmers. You've got Jake from State Farm. The list goes on. And let's not forget the new run of Geico commercials with the rat problem and the clogging problem or the ants. Expired, expired, expired. You've got to hand it to these guys. They found a way to make learning about insurance entertaining by pretty much removing insurance, their primary product, from the equation. But when the time comes that you need to reevaluate your insurance needs, what are you going to think about first? Chances are, whichever ad campaign entertained you the most. So now you understand how you can build equity in your brand by not selling your product and service all day long. How about selling solutions? At the end of the day, this is what consumers want. They have a problem. They want a solution. Are you going to be the brand that sells them a solution to their needs? Or are you going to be the brand that won't stop talking about what you do? In a crowded, competitive space, you're not going to stand out if you just sell your product or service. You have to sell the solution that your product or service delivers. Let's use this example. Let's say your product is a hammer. People don't necessarily care if they have a hammer. It's a tool, it's heavy, it just sits around waiting to be used. But now, your guy needs to pound some nails. And what does he need to do that effectively? A hammer. Hey, you sell those. So what should you be doing to build that connection for your customer? You should be telling them why your hammer pounds nails better than any hammer they've ever seen. If you spend your time showcasing the solution that your product or service offers, and you do so in an engaging, memorable way, this customer who is now in need of a hammer is going to remember you and your brand's hammer because you took the time to build that relationship. So what vehicles do brands use to sell solutions and build connections with their consumers? Well, we've seen it evolve over the years, from newspapers to billboards to television to magazines, and today's most common platforms of social media, websites, emails, videos, and, of course, podcasts. A brand podcast gives you an excellent platform to sell solutions and establish connections with current and potential customers. Every episode you produce presents an opportunity to solve a problem and build rapport with listeners by giving them informative, engaging, entertaining content. The more you do this, the more consumers will think of your brand first when they need what you offer. Selling your product or service first won't win today as the pool continues to get more and more crowded. Instead, be the best at selling solutions and helping your customers solve their problems and giving them a solid reason to support your brand when the time is right for them. And with that, episode 62 of Pod Theory has come to a close. If you're looking for more information that will help you understand how powerful a podcast can be for your brand, please check out jasoncercone.com today. I've been adding new resources almost every day, and I'd love for you to check them all out. Good talk. I'll see you back here tomorrow. This has been Jason Cercone on Pod Theory.